If there's one thing that we know about people who don't have any training, is that when they land in these positions, like the bottom of the mount, for example, we know they're gonna panic. They're uncomfortable. They've never been on their backs in their lives other than to sleep.
You were uncomfortable until you knew, until you learned, right? So this is the default.
Yes. So because of that, we have this great opportunity to allow them to be uncomfortable and allow them to burn their energy. Give them the hand demo.
Yeah, this is how it works, you guys. With regards to energy in a fight, it's not who attacks the most who will win. It's who exhausts the slowest, okay? So in a normal street fight, let's say this is us and this is the opponent, the attacker that we're fighting against. They're stronger, they're heavier, they're more athletic than we are. Let's assume they have that advantage. Normally, both people in a fight go crazy equally. We both burn out wild, crazy, aggressive energy. But because we're weaker to begin with, we're smaller, we're less athletic, we run out first. And as a result, we lose the fight to the more athletic person. We simply deplete our resources more rapidly. Now, with Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, what we aim to accomplish, let's look at the same situation. This is us. This is the bigger, stronger, more athletic opponent. Our goal is to master techniques that force our opponent to burn and deplete their energy rapidly while we conserve our own. This is everything, because once they fully deplete, even if they started off much more athletic than we are, once they've depleted, then we can easily win the fight through control, or we can escape to safety. And that is victory. If we go home instead of going to the hospital, it was a good day. And this the amazing, I guess, inverse correlation between control and violence. The less control you have over someone, the more violent you need to be in order to prevail during a physical altercation. But the more control, like the techniques we saw today, the more control we have, the more hooks, the more hips, the more anchors, the more base points, the more capability we have to immobilize someone against their will, the more we are able to essentially break their spirit without breaking their face and without breaking our fists on their face in the process. And we love this about Jiu-Jitsu. The non-violence of this amazing art is deeply rooted in the ability to control someone against their will. And from there, it's very much like a, hey, are we good right now? Are you okay? Because once someone's controlled and they can't move for their life of them, they cannot get you off, there's a calming effect that happens. It happens in animals as well. You get a dog and you hold them against his will, or any other animal where they're trapped, where they can't move at all. What happens is there's a fight for 30 seconds, a minute, but then what happens? There's a full playing of possum and a full surrender because they realize that they're immobilized and there's nothing they can do to overcome the control that is happening against them in that moment.
And because you're not using excessive force, it becomes much easier for you to let up a little bit of pressure and communicate to the person. Say, hey, are we done here? I'm done fighting. I'm done. And then they're more likely to accept that defeat by way of control than if you were to have started punching them or throwing elbows.
Our ability to get into a street altercation, defend ourselves, neutralize the opponent, and do so without a single strike or without a single punch, without our ability to get into a street fight altercation and to do so and defeat our opponent without throwing a single strike or a single submission is incredibly and very heavily rooted in what you learned in today's lesson. Mount control, back mount control. Between these two, you can break anyone's spirit and do it in the most gentle way possible.